Welcome in, guys, to another video on NASCAR DFS and gambling. Today I'll be going over the NASCAR Xfinity Series Toyota 200. As you can see here, I'm going to sort the chart by salary. This week is a very challenging week. You got Kyle Busch coming in at $16,000, which is a high premium for a not so speedy car that Kyle Busch is going to be in. What I mean by that, he's going to be in the 54. That's going to be the fourth best JGR car. But obviously he's Kyle Busch. He's going to get more out of the car. But there's 147 laps in this race. There's a competition caution at lap 15. He starts 26th. He needs first place to have 71 points, and that's not 5x yet. So to get to 5x, he needs to get to first, and he needs to lead laps and get some fast laps to get to 80. 80 is his 5x score. Is that going to be enough? I don't think so, because you're going to be forced to play guys down here in the 7K range, 6K range, 4K range. It's going to get ugly. And you're going to be forced to play guys like Clemens, who's had part failures already this year with no practice. What does that do? You have Tommy Joe Martins down here. He has to get to 18th. He has had part failures. So, I mean, Anthony Alfredo, probably the best player on the slate at 6,600. He only has to get to position 14, which is very doable at his price and starting position. But I mean, you gotta take flyers on Graf. Graf is one of the worst NASCAR drivers that we've seen. Bassett Jr., Ronnie Bassett, he isn't Dylan Bassett. Dylan Bassett a little bit better. We've already seen what that car's capable of. He's probably a dart throw. I think he's probably one of the better ones. Timmy Hill with better sponsorship as well. This coming into this race, I think he can get 22nd. Colin Garrett probably at 5,200 is a guy you're going to have to look at, starting almost dead last. I think he might be dead last, 39th. So, and you got Curry and Massey. I think these guys will be really popular, actually, because there's going to be a lot of people play Kyle Busch. Let's just be honest. So my take on it is I'm probably not going to play Kyle Busch, because let's take into account at Phoenix, which is the race he raced in, him and Brandon Jones basically led that whole race. Brandon Jones drove away from him at the end of the race. That, for me, taking that into account, and I would rank the JGR speed by the cars. I would rate Harrison Burton 1, Brandon Jones 2, Riley Herbst 3, and then that 54 Kyle Busch. Obviously, Kyle Busch's talent's going to make up for some of that speed. He should be in the top 5, but you're paying $16,000. That's just insane. And that's not the 18. He drove the 18, which is Riley Herbst's car last year and the years before. This 54 is, it's a part-time team for JGR. A lot of, they're gonna have Cup Series guys pit for them, but with no practice, that 54 car, it seems like a big trap to me with no practice on that, because it unloaded slow at Phoenix, and it took them all week long or all weekend long to get that car fast. I'm going to stay away from Kyle Busch at 16,000. I know it's very, very dangerous, but you're paying so high for him, so much. And when you know that these other cars are going to unload faster, obviously they haven't had the practice. Kyle Busch has been on the track, but these Xfinity cars, they handle different. So for me, I'm not paying that 16,000. If I get beat by it, so be it. But you're going to rely so heavily on these guys, and I just can't trust these guys. I would rather play a balanced lineup this week. I'd rather get Herb. I would rather get guys like LeBay, guys like Graxon, Hemrick. Obviously, you're not going to be able to fit Hemrick in, and he starts 23rd. So just a lot of decisions to make if you play Kyle Busch. You're sacrificing a lot. So if you're not going to play Kyle Busch, like I'm not going to, what do? I think this is best answered by looking at the driver rating for this year rather than, excluding Daytona. Harrison Burton, who won at Auto Club, and he drove away from the field. I mean, he looked so good. It's been him and Chase Briscoe for the main part of this year. Then you've had guys like Cindric. But let's look at laps led here. Allgaier has led. He led some in these two. He might have led Auto Club. Not really sure about that. But he led in these two. He just couldn't finish it. I think he was on Kyle Busch's bumper at Phoenix. Just never could get there. in the Brandon Jones game. So you could say, well, he might have led that race, and but he's found himself in a little trouble, getting near back there in 10ish range. Las Vegas, he was pretty solid, but the Auto Club's what I want to look at here. High tire wear track, and to me, Harrison Burton is underpriced. He is 9,700. He should at least be 10. He should at least be Austin Cindric's price based on the performance this year. He is the top-rated Xfinity driver right now, full time. So I'm fully convinced they're going to unload fast. It's the same crew as Christopher Bell last year. This wasn't a great track for Christopher Bell, but obviously different driving styles, and the competition is weak this year. So this comes down between Briscoe and Burton. You could obviously have both have their 11 and 12, and I would not argue one bit. That's a very solid start to a lineup, because if you're not going to pay for Kyle Busch, you can fit these two in your lineup and feel good about it. Maybe throw in Hemrick there. Hemrick, where is he at? He's not been good this year, but you got to just take a chance on him to finish 10th, which is very attainable in the equipment he's in. So if you start lineups with Burton, Briscoe, and Hemrick, that's a really solid lineup, guys. So I don't know if I would pay for Kyle Busch at $16,000 if you can do that. Like I said, Briscoe, Burton are probably going to be my top two plays to lead laps, obviously. And then here's a guy, Noah Gragson. I think he is a lock to lead at least 30, 40 laps. He needs to come in second, but the more laps he leads, the more fast laps he gets, the more this number goes down. So you can finish like 4th or 5th and reach value. And I think that's very attainable, like I said, with this field not being as strong. So yeah, I know the Auto Club number looks bad. Obviously it does. But he's going to have clean air, and we've seen what Keselowski did with clean air. We saw what Kevin Harvick did with clean air. We've seen what Bowman did with clean air yesterday. Clean air is king. And that's why I think I'll have a good chunk of Noah Gragson. I just think the competition caution comes out lap 15. Nobody's going to push it. He should be a leader at 15. He's going to take the lead back. They're going to have adjustments. If he's any good at restarts, which he should be, he's going to take the lead. He's going to lead at least 15 more laps before somebody can challenge him. And I think the stage ends at like lap 45, if I'm not mistaken. He could easily get the lead again. So, I just think the upside for Noah Gragson at 8,700 once again. This is another one of these plays that you cannot play if you play Kyle Busch. I mean, he's almost half of Kyle Busch's salary, and he is a lock to lead laps in my opinion. So I would rather take Noah Gragson here. He can be reckless at times with the car, but he's going to have the clean air. And clean air looked so great yesterday. So great yesterday. So, the guys in green are some of my favorite plays. Like I said, Anthony Alfredo, he's going to be so high owned. If you play Busch, you're going to play Alfredo. If you play these guys, you're going to play Alfredo. And obviously, if you want to play if you want to play a one dominator lineup with one of these guys, and mix it in with 8,000 and 7,000 guys, so be it. But Anthony Alfredo, he's too cheap. Starting 17th, he only has to get to 14th for 5x. He ran pretty good at Auto Club, so take that for what it's worth. As I said, Daniel Hemrick down here, starting 23rd. It's tough because he's been so inconsistent. But look, you got to think with his equipment, he can finish 10th. It just seems like that. We seen yesterday Tyler Reddick drove that 8 car, drove the wheels off of it. Daniel Hemrick last year struggled a lot. I'm not sold that he's an elite talent. He's never won a NASCAR race before in any series. So he's just so inconsistent. As you can see here, he crushed Auto Club, which is a good sign. As long as he can stay out of trouble, he's just a lock for trouble most weeks. So that's the thing with Daniel Hemrick you have to look for. But he's 9,100. He's not going to be very popular if you play Kyle Busch, I don't think. So, I mean, as I keep talking, just think of all these players you're going to be passing on and looking at all this green here on the chart. If you want to sort by Auto Club, which is what I basically just got done saying. Okay, well, we'll just look here. So if you look at Auto Club, Burton, Brandon Jones, Raleigh Hurst. Did I do it right? Burton. So look, the three Joe Gibbs cars did really well. So can you put a little bit and say, well, this means that Kyle Busch is probably going to be really? I think you can say that. But like I said, who's to say that Harrison Burton's not going to get up there and lead? Who's to say Brandon Jones? Who's to say Riley Herbst might not shock us? You know, Austin Cindric looked really strong there as well. Ryan Sieg is another guy at 8,000. He starts fourth, needs to finish fourth for 5X. It's attainable. If he can get some fast laps in there, he might be able to finish fifth or sixth. I don't think I'll play him. I'll have a chunk of him though. Briscoe again, 5. I mean, he's the driver rating here in all three. Very impressive. So those are just some of the guys I like. And as you can see over here, Stifler Bets. Follow me, subscribe, and thumbs up this video if you can. If you enjoyed it. And I guess we can talk about the punt plays here. Who are my top 3 punt plays? I would assume would be the question. Let's just do this right here. If you sort this by 5X position, taking into account the cheapos, Colin Garrett here at 5,200. He starts dead last. He would probably be at the top of my list. And then I would probably say Massey, Curry at 4,800. The red will scare you away. Stephen Lai, he starts 37th. He's a finish 27th. He normally parks. Try to stay away from him. Landon Castle, sponsorship issues. He normally parks. He'll probably be a bigger name now. People will see him from iRacing. Don't play him. Colin Howard at 5,100. He needs to finish 25th. Might be doable. I'm not so sure I like those cars this week. Here's another guy we need to touch base on. Jeffrey Earnhardt, 8,300. Starts 34th. Needs to finish 18th or 5X. He is overpriced. He is driving a JDM car. I think it's the Zero car this week. That's normally driven by BJ McLeod. If we go to BJ McLeod, where's he at? BJ McLeod, look at that. 49, 44, 49. Not what you want to see. And at 8,300, I'm just going to pretend that's BJ McLeod. What it says. Don't let the Earnhardt name fool you. Jeffrey Earnhardt's not that good of a driver. He's got to finish 18th. Is it possible? Yeah, would I want to pay that? No. If I'm going to pay 8,300, I want a guy up here, to be honest with you. I'd rather pay 400 more, get a guy that I know is going to lead laps in Noah Gragson. So, that's my stance on him. But I would probably rank Colin Garrett 1, Massey 2. Timmy Hill can get there, I think. I think Timmy Hill can get there with some more sponsorship dollars in their pocket. He only needs to finish 22nd. And he raced yesterday. He's going to have a little bit more experience from these guys. I think Timmy Hill will be my third guy. So I'd rank them Colin Garrett 1, Mason Massey 2, Timmy Hill 3. And then I would look at Bassett and Curry as 4 and 5. Joe Graff, 5,900. He has to finish 25th. He might be 4th or 5th. Slide Joe Graff in as a top 5 punt play. I would probably kick Bassett out at that point, but that 90 car has had some speed this year, so gosh, it's tough. Joe Graf starting 36, but look at this. He is not that good of a driver. He just absolutely sucks. I'd probably go Bassett actually over Joe Graf. Yeah, that's a tough one. Graf is just not that good of a driver. He's starting where he should be, and you'd think 25th's not 25th's not asking a bunch from him, but when you look at driver rating, Joe Graf is at 46. That is not good. That the car he is in should finish around 18th, 20th every week, and he just can't. He does not have it at all. Let's see. Anything else? I think that's about it. So, yeah. If you're playing Kyle Busch, you'll need to be looking in this range right here. You basically you're going to be sent to you might have to be just sent right here. That might be the max you can play right here. Maybe you're able to fit one of these guys in, but trust me, I don't think Kyle Busch has enough laps to make it worth it. I just don't think it. I don't think that's the case. If you're not playing Kyle Busch, I like Briscoe, I like Burton, I like Gregson to lead laps. And I think that's about it. So if you guys have any questions, be sure to follow me on Twitter at StiflerBets. And if you like this video, please subscribe and thumbs up the video. I will sort this by drive rating one last time just so you guys can get a feel of who's doing good. Feel free to pause it, take a screenshot of it or whatnot. If you want access to the sheet, just follow me on Twitter at StiflerBets, shoot me a DM, and I will send you this sheet. I'll probably have my cup stuff here. As you can see, I'm already prepared for DK Cup 2. Probably have a video out for that sometime within the next day or two. But yeah. Oh yeah, one last thing. The weather situation in Darlington is not good. Let's see if we can. If you look here, tomorrow it's rain throughout the day. There's a hurricane coming in on the coast. Wednesday, same deal here. Wednesday, I'm looking a little bit more. I mean, I guess really there's not much to say. Friday's probably a better chance of racing. Saturday, so yeah. I mean, Sunday they have a race at Charlotte, so racing is back. Racing is in full effect. But just be aware that this could be a weather delay, and we don't know when this race might be ran. So just keep that in mind when thinking about lineups, whether you want to put money in this or the Cup Series race Wednesday. I think both of them will actually get rained out. I think the races will actually be ran Thursday and Friday, Saturday. So yeah, there's a big contest on DraftKings Sunday for Charlotte. Keep an eye on that. I'll have another video out for that as well. But with that being said, hope you guys crush. Hope you guys did well on my cup video. But like I said, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe.